One thing I could tell you, like Dan said, is more about the play style than anything else. Okay, we're going to get that right first, and one thing that we're going to do, we're going to be a run and hit defense. All right, we're going to run, and I just told this to our staff, the defensive staff. We had our first staff meeting. The way that we live is not for everybody. Okay, it's not. All right, because we're going to run and put our bodies on people in a violent manner. All right, and so we're going to get that play style right first.
Now, one thing you could say about this regime that we haven't seen in the last two regimes, meaning Ron Rivera's regime and I done forgot his name already, Bruce Allen and company, is that they're finding an identity. And Joe Witt and Dan Quinn, they already told you the identity on defense. And you could see by the moves that were made that they're catering to the style of play that they want to play. They're actually bringing in players that can play the style and the brand of football that they want played here. They're establishing an identity in the offseason by bringing the players in that can run the style. And when I look at that, I'm like, wow. I said it yesterday. These guys have done more in 3 days than Rivera and company have done in 4 years. And I'm not trying to take a stab at Ron or anything like that, but with all of the stuff with the ownership and all that, Ron was just over his head. Had too much responsibility, spread itself out too thin, and I don't understand how they just overlook the things that they overlook. So this is going to be a violent defense. It's been said. It's been said more than once, and I can't wait to see the product on the field. At first, I was thinking like, damn, we might still win 6 games next year, but the way this defense is coming together, man, hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we won 8 games. You know, I'm not setting my expectations big and major for next year, but only thing I want to see is the style of play. And what I noticed about the moves we made, we got one side of the ball almost corrected just in 3 days. We got a little bit more work to do, but you can see it. And speaking of that, we add another monster to the fray, Bobby Wagner. Oh my goodness. I always loved Bobby. I always wanted Bobby. I always admired the way Bobby Wagner plays. Another guy that's familiar with Dan Quinn and how Dan Quinn does things, and they have Super Bowl history together, and they played some good football years together. So, and what Bobby's coming off of leading the league in tackles last year. So he's still very productive. He's productive, and he could show everybody how we handle business in this system. He is another voice besides Dan Quinn, besides Joe Witt Jr. He's another voice besides the DN we got yesterday. And then you bring in you bring in the middle linebacker, and you bring in all these other things, and it's going to be violent, man. It's going to be violent. And that's the motto. Like Joe Witt said, man, this defense that we're going to run next year, it's not for everybody. And it's not. And this is just what the doctor ordered for Daron Payne. This is just what the doctor ordered for a guy like Jonathan Allen that's just been waiting to win, that was a winner in high school and a winner in college, and then comes here and he wants to make this a winner, and he extends his contract, him and Payne, and it's still more of the same. Like players like Quan Martin and Forbes, they didn't have to go through it so long, but they basically build the defense all around the 4 best players that we have here. So it's going to be a change in defense. I don't know what that's going to put in the win column, but this is going to be a physical brand of defense that's going to be played here in Washington. And teams better look out, man. We're going to smack teams in the mouth.
Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
I choose violence.